It began at 1:30pm in the Marquee with the NCR warm-up team back in business for a brand new season. The kids from Pengam FC, Charity of the Day, Guide Dogs for the Blind, and music from the one and only Tinty and the Bucket Hats. 3pm in the Compy with Stephen, Chris and Luke. Right here, we're live at the Neon. Right now, this is all new Look Back in Amber.
Broadcasting in digital stereo, online, on your mobile phone and on your home devices.
Right here, right now.
Newport City Radio.
For the next 45 minutes plus, it's absolutely county on Newport City Radio. Second game of the season, first home game. Nice to be back with you. I know that we've caught up with you pre-season, me and Stephen. I know that we've also had Gavin and James in the studio. Definitely have a listen to that one. Reason why we're a little bit late coming in, because we normally do this on a Sunday at 3 o'clock, it's basically Luke's fault.
Yeah.
Blame me for everything.
It is. Well, it is, you know.
Older generation blaming us millennials for everything.
Yeah. Did your mum have a lovely birthday?
She did. We went to the Comic-Con at the ICC.
I'm sure she really enjoyed that.
Generally, she did, because she loved watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and Melissa Joan Hart obviously was there. If you listen to What's On Guide, I Call Her with Andy, the CEO of Monopoly Events, and I just want to say big thank you to them for the weekend.
Anyway, no. Happy birthday, your mum. That's the most important thing for us to do.
Happy birthday.
50th. Don't look a day over 20.
I'll get a text now in a minute saying, oh, thank you.
Oh, there we go. Right, down to business then for this brand new season, even though it's the second game of the season. Oh, it's so confusing. Stephen, talk to me about the visitors, Walsall.
Yeah, well, Walsall had a really good start. They won their opening match 4-0 against Hartlepool. Walsall have won 1, drawn 2, lost 2 of their opening away fixtures since 2017-18. Last winning at Northampton in August 2019. Walsall have 1 win in their last 9 away games prior to Saturday. Their last win came in Michael Flynn's first away match against Forest Green Rovers in February. And Walsall have not beaten Newport in 7 previous fixtures, lost 3, drawn 4, and their last win was in Division 3 in April 1987.
Okay, and just to layer on a little bit thicker, not that needs any more extra spice from Saturday, I believe Walsall were top of the league at that point as well.
Yes, they were, yeah.
Okay. Luke, how did Newport County line up to face Walsall on Saturday?
James Roby gave out 6 debuts from the start. Nick Townsend and goal, Declan Drysdale, Matty Dolan and Mickey Dimitriou was at the back. Mickey Dimitriou, by the way, made his 250th appearance for the club. You don't see that many times in modern football. Cameron Norman was the right wing back. Will Evans, who was signed from Ballertown from the JD Cymru Premier over the summer, was on the left. Scotty Bennett, Aaron Wildig and Sam Bowen was the 3 in midfield, and Omar Bogan are off. Randy Zanzala was up front.
We're all up to date. Finally, let's get this underway.
Good afternoon and welcome to the first home game of the new season. It's Newport County against Walsall. Well, the big story of today is the return of Michael Flynn to Rodney Parade after an unforgettable 4.5 years in charge here. And he takes his place not in an unfamiliar away dugout, because it's actually the home dugout this season. But he's now in the dugout, which used to be his old stomping ground. And he's alongside Wayne Hatswell, who also returns to County and familiar surroundings this afternoon. It's Chris Chappell here with you on commentary, alongside a man who also returns to Rodney Parade after not quite such a long hiatus. It's Stephen Howell.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chris. Great to be here. Yeah, brilliant. First home game of the season. Back Rodney Parade. Michael Flynn in town. Doesn't get much better than this, really, does it?
One of the boards has fallen off. Knocked back up by Mickey Dimitriou. Here he comes with a throw. In towards the near post. Header from Clark. Still not outside the box. Helped back to Dolan. Chips it into the left foot. And a header in at the far post. It's into the corner of the net from Aaron Wildig. But the flag is up. And it's offside. Aaron Wildig denied. And the opening goal at Rodney Parade nearly scored in the 12th minute, but chalked off by the officials.
Yeah, it was a really good move though, wasn't it? Ball played in, lovely header, but unfortunately he's given offside.
Throw in towards the middle. Clark again gets his head onto it. It's not away, and it's come off the post from Drysdale's headed effort, and then drilled back in by Dolan, and the goalkeeper arms the ball out to the left of goal. And it's not away yet. Back in by Dimitriou, a low ball cleared by Manny Monte. but Newport County hit the frame of the goal. And Dimitri is fouled during Walsall's counter-attack. Well, I think it was Drysdale, wasn't it, who was in the thick of it there, hitting the upright.
Yeah, unfortunate, wasn't it? Just wish the goals were a little bit wider and it would have been in. And then, great shot by Dolan as well. So, Newport County starting to create some chances now and there. They were on the back foot for the first few minutes. Walsall made a really good start. But County starting to put moves together now and getting closer towards the goal. Hopefully we'll get one soon.
And the goalkeeper for Walsall, Owen Evans, making a mistake, and it's with Bogle just inside the area. It's onto his left foot, looks for options across to Bowen, right footed shot, and it's just over the bar. And Owen Evans didn't dive for it, perhaps he knew it was going wide, but he was never going to get there, on or off target. And Bowen goes close for Newport County midway through his first half. Still 0-0. Free kick out on the right touchline, played short by Dolan. Bowen back to Dolan, and it's deep towards Santala, heads it back in play and cleared off the line. The goalkeeper was in no man's land there, but Walsall cleared it away with just over a minute and a half of this first half remaining. Corner swung in by Allen, it's a dangerous one, and it's off the line and the post, and the ball has ended up in the net. I'm not sure who got the final touch there. There's a huge huddle. There's a dangerous ball in from Taylor Allen, came back off the post. Nick Townsend, who was on his back, tried to pull the ball out with his right arm, and eventually it squirmed over the line. Walsall lead in the 63rd minute, and we get confirmation of the goal scorer. I didn't see who got the final touch there, Stephen.
Oh, I got a feeling it might have been Clark. But yeah, it was just bouncing around on it, just needed a touch, and unfortunately for County, I think it was Clark maybe who got the final touch.
Well, County staring there, would be their 6th home defeat in a row, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's one thing we really need to work on this season. I mean, this is always going to be a difficult one, first game.
Bogle flicks it on, and Drysdale blazes the chance over the bar. It was a long throw. Bogle, as he did last week at Sutton, won the flick inside the area, too strong in the air, and it fell unmarked for Declan Drysdale, but he was leaning back, and from around 6 yards out, put the ball over the top. Throw into County, and there's a blatant pull. He's been booked, Taylor Allen, and the referee's going to send him off. Second yellow for a cynical tug as Aaron Lewis tried to take the throw in quickly. Taylor Allen, who got booked for a stupid thing earlier in the half when he blocked a quick free kick. He's had 2 silly bookings in his half.
Yeah, I think Michael Flynn will be furious with him for that, won't he? It's got the loudest cheer of the day, that's for sure.
Norman has to wait for the ball. Lofts the ball up towards Drysdale, heads it back towards the Walsall goal, but it drifts out for a throw-in. And time is running out for Newport County. Just over a minute to go. Bumped into by Comley, and then a corner given. Right, Knowles throwing himself in. Aaron Lewis hits the corner flag as he passes it back. Dimitri floats it in. The bodies fly around looking for the ball. James Waite across to Aaron Lewis, right hand side, back to Dimitri. Gets the shot in, but a great block from Comley blocks it. Adam Lewis chips the ball in. It's a bit too deep, and Owen Evans, the goalkeeper, could claim it. Strides up, plays the goal kick forward, and finally the full-time whistle is blown by referee Alan Young. And in the battle of the 2 Newport-born bosses, it's the old hero Michael Flynn who comes out on top. victory by a goal to nil. It was unclear who got the final touch to a mad scramble in the area. Eventually, it was credited as an own goal by Mickey Dimitriou, and as a result, it may be that Walsall failed to register a single shot on target, but have won the game nevertheless. But the goal just past the hour mark proved decisive, as Walsall survived without 11 men after a late sending off for Taylor Allen after 2 silly bookings, and using some of the dark arts of football, wasted all the time they could to see out injury time, and in the end it ended Newport County 0, Walsall 1, a 6th defeat in a row at home here at Rodney Parade, and Walsall's first win over Newport, home or away, for 35 years.
So lots to talk about with Stephen and Luke in a couple of seconds' time. We just need to stop a second. That just sounded phenomenal. You and Chris haven't lost it over the summer, have you?
No, we still got it. Yeah.
Still sounding absolutely amazing.
He's still the king of the co-commentary.
Yep, and obviously that would allude that our Chris is king of the commentary as well.
He is, yeah, definitely.
So brilliant. Really, really great listen. Thank you both for that one. Not the result we wanted. Let's hear off James Rowbury.
I said to the lads before the game, half time, said it all week about that we've got to be brilliant at the basics. And we were for a period until the lead up to the goal, and then we can see the set play, which is soft from our point of view, where we don't defend it well enough, and that's the difference in the game today, where I'm bamboozled that we've not got something out of the game for myself, really.
Yeah, and it was the scrappiest of goals. That was the most disappointing thing.
That's what they were. They've overloaded the box. We still defend it better. It's, if you call that a shot at the end, I don't know, but I think they've had 3 shots all game from what we've seen so far. That might be wrong, but we've had lots of shots. But at the other end, I can say about the defend elements, it's the attack elements as well, where we've got to score those goals. So it's about the team, and we need to be better than that with those key moments.
The chances must at least please you, the amount that you had, especially. I mean, you did put the ball in the back of that with Wildig, but obviously it was offside.
I'd be worried if we didn't get the chances. So we still in the process of building something. It's still, was it 6 home debuts today? Then you got the lads who come off the bench for more home debuts. There's gonna be hype around different things, and that's my responsibility to deal with it. But I'm just bitterly disappointed today. That one hurts.
Is it fair to say you haven't had your settled 11 in your mind of the structure?
No, that's no excuse. It's the same for everybody. It's the same for Walsall today. So we've got to get on with that. But we've got to be better in key moments of games. We got to be better at basic things, which we will, and we've got to keep drumming it home, and we'll get there. I know.
Was it a sending off? I mean, we didn't have the best view of it up there. You probably had a better.
No, I don't
you probably
know.
had a better view than you.
I was looking away from the ball. I don't know, to be honest.
You want to put this right now. Luton, an ideal chance to do that.
Yeah, Luton, ideal chance to do that. Then the next run of games is a tough game. So we've got to keep going, keep pushing forward, and keep trying to do what we're trying to achieve.
You're still trying to find your sort of formula at the moment. Is that just?
No, I know. There's no formula to find. We're clear with our principles. We're clear with how we do things. What we're trying to do is trying to win football matches, and try to take a little bit of pressure away from the lads today to try and make things a little bit more simple in certain times. And we still, for me, dominated the game, but we needed to do better in certain elements, i.e. defend set play better.
Dare I say, they're not a side to fall behind against, are they? They're cutting up Peter Clark and the likes. It's chasing the game against them.
No, they know the dark arts. So that's fine. That's football. I can't get frustrated with that. Like my naivety last year at times would have got frustrated with things like that, but I can't control it, so I'm not going to waste energy on that. What we've got to do then is find a way to get a result out of the game, and we need to be better at that.
What pleased you today?
We created a lot of chances. I still think we've got an excellent front two. I think we've got players who can come off the bench to help us, like Lewis Collins, James Wade did. I still think we've got lots more to come, but we're showing what we're capable of doing. It's just that disappointment today for me. I'm bitterly disappointed.
You said to bring 2 in. Does the Will Evans move? Does that impact what you're looking at? Are they? Because you said number 10.
No.
Where else are you looking at?
No, I'll hopefully get another midfield player in. So we'll have to wait and see what happens the next couple of days.
Did it affect things at all with
such a manager who obviously knows all about the team and.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so because if you call the goal for the set play a shot, I don't think they've had a shot the second half. So that's the thing. I'd be concerned if we weren't getting shots at goal. I'd be bitterly concerned, really, not bitterly concerned, really concerned. So it doesn't make a difference who's in the other dugout. We've got to be better in those moments.
Does today reassure your thinking that you need 1 or 2 more signings?
Doesn't reassure it because it was always in the plans to be able to bring in those players to be able to give us a different edge to our game, and we've got to try and get those over the line.
Talk us through the decision to change the touchlines. Normally on the right from the back, looking from the back of the compy. Now you're on the left.
I just thought because the logos or the Newport County badges were in the dugout, so I thought, well, why not go in there?
You said 6 players made their debut from the start. What an atmosphere to bring them into.
Yeah, I've got to say the fans are amazing. What they always give to us, how they always get behind the team, and I think that it wasn't through a lack of effort. Put it that way, and that's one thing that we've got passion. I've got passion. We all want to do well. We just got to make sure we can eradicate those errors.
Brilliant post-match press conference. Luke, thanks for covering that for us. Stephen, talk me through it.
Yeah, well, on the Comic-Con weekend, I think James Robury was a bit like Luke Skywalker, and Michael Flynn and Walsall were like Darth Vader using the dark side of the Force to win a football match. But yeah, in all seriousness, I thought Walsall started really well first 10-15 minutes, put County under a lot of pressure, but they managed to deal with that, started to create some chances for themselves, started to dominate the ball. Thought Bogle and Zanzala were really good. We had some good chances, I think, for Wildig had a goal disallowed, Drysdale had a header, Dolan had a shot saved. Yeah, half time I thought it was a really exciting first half. I thought it was a really good battle, and then just performance just dropped off, I thought, in the second half. It took us 60 minutes to have a meaningful shot at goal, but still not on target. They got themselves in front with this really scrappy goal, bit of confusion as to who scored. Yeah, but Newport County, there was plenty of effort and an industry, but no end result, I think is the best way to kind of describe it. The passing was too intricate around the area. The balls from out wide into the box weren't really of a good enough quality to beat those Walsall defenders, and then on times it was just too easy for them to head it away because they're all 3 big physical lads in there. I just wanted somebody to kind of take a chance. I mean, the only person that had really took a chance with a shot was Mickey Dimitriou in the 92nd minute, which says it all about the second half. Lewis Collins came on, nearly scored with a freak shot to come across. I'm not quite sure which one it was, but it nearly went in. Yeah, but you got to say it was from Walsall. It was a proper Mike Flynn team, proper performance, really physical. Got themselves in front, held on to the lead, didn't look like conceding another goal. And yeah, I think Mike Flynn probably went home the happier manager that night. And as James Robury said, he was bamboozled, which I love that word, by how the fact that his team haven't won.
You talked about there, like intricate passing around the box. Do you think we need to take more risks? Because as we know, no risks equal no reward. Yeah,
like I just said, I thought, it just needed somebody to take a chance to have a shot, or even instead of maybe playing the ball high into the box, just hit it low and hard into the area. You never know what could happen. It could take a deflection off a defender and go into the net, and then you've got yourself fortuitously maybe back in the game, and then you can build on that. But it was just quality of the decision making could have been better, but maybe the passing as well on times,
Yeah, you can either come into this negative or positive. We always come positive, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to ask some questions around in a second and try and use some stats we'd look to try and back it up a little bit. Before we do that one, you said Mike Flynn going home as a happy man. Maybe not. There was an alleged couple of incidents at the end or during the match as well. We're going to let the club deal with that. The club have put a statement out saying that they're going to investigate. They haven't said anything other than that, so that's why we're not going to cover it here. It's just a speculation at the moment. Not a nice thing to hear, and not a great thing for someone who's actually done a brilliant job for Newport County previously and left on, I thought, reasonable terms. It was a mutual decision, but I think we got to pack it there. Luke, you were there. What did you make of the match?
Well, yeah, I agree with everything Stephen said. I think we were flinned. It was a typical Flinny performance in that they defended really well.
Did they play Flinny ball?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
I can't remember what Flinny ball is now. It's been that long.
No, not me.
But yeah, I think that Walsall started off well. First 10 minutes they had a few chances. We woke up and came into the game, we did score. People might forget or haven't mentioned it, but we did score, but it was offside. But whether it was offside or not, we couldn't see from the back of the concrete stand, and it's not the clearest view on YouTube either. But if that goal goes in and it is allowed, then there's a completely different game. We're sat here talking a point, maybe even all three. We came into the game, I thought we should have scored. I thought Sam Bowen was excellent. If he develops well, he could turn into like a Josh Sheehan kind of figure, somebody who can pick a pass from deep. Back three, they did look solid. They only had 3 shots against them all game, which is a good sign, because obviously Declan Drysdale's new, Will Evans is new on the left-hand side, so it's showing that defensively we are solid. It's just an own goal, which is a bit of ping ball in the box. Balls going here, there and everywhere. Next thing you know, Nick Townsend made a fantastic save seconds before they scored. The 3 centre-backs that they have, you're not going to get much against them, even though Bogan and Zanzala, when the ball went up to them, they tried their best, but centre-backs are the dark arts. And the goalkeeper, Owen Evans, League One last season with Cheltenham. I think he was their number 1 for half the season. Season before that, he was with Wigan, former Wales under-21 international, so he is quality goalkeeper.
So you got a foot in both camps, really, haven't you? Brand new season, first home game, and it's a loss. And that's what matters, isn't it? At the end of the day, we have to win football games. I get that. You can add to that, obviously, as Stephen and Chris both said in the commentary, that it's 6 games now losing at home. Luke, you've got the stats there, and there's reason to be cheerful, isn't there? So walk me through why you think we, as Newport County fans, should be really, really positive and look at it in the current moment rather than the last season, the history of the stats there.
Well, I just mentioned then, Walsall had 3 shots shot at the game and on target. James Roby said before, if we have the ball, they can't.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way we play. If we have the ball, they can't hurt us, so attack us. Yes, they can counter-attack, but that's been quite rare under Roby. Other stats, that we had 13 shots to on target, which shows we are creating chances. If you have a shot, who knows where it could go? It could bobble off someone, it could ricochet off the post and go in, off one of the defenders. Own goal.
So it's not a hoofball and it's not for any ball. Stephen, what is this? What are we seeing?
Yeah, I know.
Is that naughty question? Is naughty question back?
Yeah, I was trying to come up with a
roballery.
Roballery, that was it. Yeah.
Oh,
roballery. So, what is roballery? What did you see that was good?
Yeah, well, I think obviously, like I said, the build-up play was good. Obviously, like I said, the crosses into the box could have been a lot better. Cameron Norman not as effective as what he normally is. Thought Will Evans did a good job on the left, and Adam Lewis did a good job when he came on left back. I was really impressed with Will Evans. I thought he had a really good game. Only his second ever League 2 match, and I thought he stood up really well to White on the right hand side. The other wing back for them was quite dangerous going forward, and I thought he was very good going forward. I didn't come away from that game thinking they played bad. It was just there was that we keep on saying time and again, we lacked that cutting edge up front. We just found it really difficult to get past that Walsall defence, who I think once they got themselves in front went down to 10 men as well. I think they were just happy defending just to see out the game, to be honest. So there's only one team really trying to win that game, and that was Newport County.
Okay, again, also naughty question. Walsall won 4-0 on their first match of the season, their first home game. What does that say about the opposition that Walsall had then versus Newport County on Saturday?
Yeah, well, I think they beat Hartlepool, and I think a lot of people maybe have tipped Hartlepool to go down.
Yeah. So we can't really read too much into that.
Because that was a home game, and I know, like I said, Walsall's away record has been pretty terrible, so they'll be quite happy to have got that first win. I noticed one thing from the press conference, just quickly, that when asked about the sending off, James Roby turned into Arsene Wenger, saying that he didn't see it. He was looking away. It was right in front of him. It would have been pretty hard not to see what happened.
He's only said that once, as far as I'm aware. So we'll give him benefit of the doubt. If you stand to Arsene Wenger, I'll let you decide whether that's a good or a bad thing. Luke,
with Michael Flynn in the opposition dugout, obviously he knows half the players. He said when he spoke to the Welsh media, which is fantastic for him to give his time up to speak to us. He said that 8 to 10 of the players are still when he was there. Do you think that had any effect? Because he knows the players, he knows how they play. Hatsrod does as well. Yeah, and obviously Hatsrod's worked with James Roby for a couple of months. Do you think that had anything to do with it?
Hatswell maybe more,
Yeah,
because he was in charge of the team and he was doing a lot of the training and set pieces and things. But it's entirely different coaching staff now as well. So I don't really know how much. I think Michael Flynn probably just focused on his team and what they were going to do. Yeah, he's probably got a little bit of an inside line into how to beat us, hasn't he?
Yeah, the one thing that kind of strikes me from the game is that everyone is struggling to name a man of the match. And I think it's for positive reasons. I think a lot of our players put a really, really good shift in.
Yeah.
And you two are in the situation. So I want to try and simplify it this season. I just thought we'd have an absolutely cane team, man of the match off Luke, and that's it. Not going to happen this time, Rain. So you two couldn't agree. So let's go Luke first. Who is the absolute cane team man of the match in your view?
In my view, the absolutely county man of the match is Sam Bowen. I think he was fantastic yesterday. He was able to get forward and play well up going forward, and then he was able to drop back, and he did as well going back as he was going forward. And we mentioned off air that him and Wildig were swapping, so if Wildig was pressing high, Bowen would drop back, and then if Bowen was pressing high, Wildig would drop back. And I just think, looking at him, very, very early days, but he has Josh Sheehan potential about him. I think he's that type of player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephen, not a disagreement, just a different view.
Yeah.
Who did you go for?
Yeah, I thought, like Luke said, I thought Bowen did really well. I thought him and Wildig swapping was a really good feature of the game. But I think, maybe the midfield lost its effectiveness maybe in the second half. So, I went for Will Evans, to be honest. I was really impressed with Bogle and Zanzilar up front. But, I did point him out as one to watch, didn't I, Will Evans? And he's had a lot of praise for his performances in the first two games of the season. I thought he just stood up really well. Thought he looked good going forward. He gives us another option at left back. We've got Adam Lewis as well, or Aaron Lewis if he wants to go there. In previous times we've been saying we're crying out for the left back, but we've actually got one now. Well, we've got more than one.
We've got three of them.
Yeah, we've got three.
It's like last season, the dilemma of the number 10s. How do you fit them all into the team?
Yeah, and I think one of the tactics this season is put as many people with Lewis in their name on the pitch, just to confuse people.
Where's my...
we've got Lewis in the stands. We've got about three of them on the pitch.
And our Luke Lewis was left back in the changing room.
Yes.
It's an old joke, but it's
right back off the pitch.
Right back, right out the way. Yeah. Brilliant stuff. Thank you, guys. We're going to go into different talking points in a couple of seconds, and you're going to get to talk a little bit more about where we are as a club at the moment. Don't forget, come into the Neon on the 10th of September is the Neon Under 18 Summer Special. Make sure you're here for that one. Doors open at 7 p.m.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now. Newport City Radio.
Yeah, so for my very first talking point of the season, I'm going to ask the question, roughly, is less more? So this is my question, and I'll give you my reasons behind it. When we had James Robbery and Gavin Foxall on our interview, which is now available on Spreaker to listen back to for anyone who hasn't.
Or wherever you get your podcast, Spotify.
Or anywhere else, yeah. James Robbery spoke about working with a smaller squad this season, which is a change from previous seasons. So my question is, can we be successful with a smaller squad? So I'm going to hand this over to Ian. What do you think?
Cheeky. Now, I've had a chance to think about this one, so I was prepared. Again, I'm not going to go into the football side of it. I'm going to go into kind of like the logistics and man management side of it. How do players feel when they get subbed? Don't have to answer that question. I'm just going to throw it out there. Maybe it's a rhetorical one, and that's why I want to start this conversation on. Luke, go on. You're going to answer, so go for it. How do players feel when they get subbed?
Well, it's part and parcel of football, isn't it?
It is part and parcel of football, but how do they feel?
It depends.
That moment where you're on the pitch and you think you're doing a great job for your team, and suddenly the manager decides that you're not doing a great job, or there's some other reason that could be going on.
It could be tactical, it could be fitness, somebody could be injured, somebody could be tired.
Ultimately though, I want to play for Newport County. That's my job, I want to do it. So if I'm brought off, I'm going to be a bit grumpy. There could be potentially more grumpiness around football this season, not just Newport County. So again, level playing field for all clubs. More people to get upset about decisions that managers make.
Yeah, I think what Robbery does really well is he kind of he emphasises that everybody's got a part to play. They're all important, and like Luke said, if you are coming off, it's for a reason. Obviously, they do in-match stats, so maybe their information is saying this player needs to come off because he's not quite in the levels anymore. So yeah, there's loads of reasons around it. Tactically, like Luke said, I
think you've just got to explain it. I'm thinking probably sort of my 7-year-old nephew great nephew that would you'd have to drag him off the pitch, and he's going to be really, really grumpy. And I know they're not 7-year-olds kicking a ball in the local park, but it's going to be a lot more work as well, isn't it? Because I think the manager, in this case James Rowberry, will have to. I'd like to think he'd explain his decision to them as well.
Yeah.
Not that he has to. Again, he's the manager, but I would like to think he would, and he's that type of guy, isn't he? As long as you're having those conversations, right, I brought you off because of an injury, I brought you off because the stats were saying this, I brought you off because I want to see this more in your game, that's a healthy conversation, but that's a lot more conversations that need to be had this season, not only for Newport County, but for every club up and down the land as well.
So back to the question, can we be successful with a smaller squad?
Seeing football in Newport County over the last couple of seasons, there's an injury ravaged point through every club season. Again, all relative, but Everton Football Club are currently experiencing one right at the start. So that's the way. But Christmas and tiring, don't know. You might need strength in depth. But let's see. Again, it's great that we've just played Walsall because they've gone completely the opposite end of the spectrum, haven't they?
Yeah,
maybe proof in the pudding will be seen in May next year, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When the season ends, let's have a little look then. So I don't know. I suspect less isn't more. I think you need more.
Yeah. Luke, what do you think?
Well, I think it's... Listen to James Rowberry. He talks about developing people, not just on the pitch, off the pitch as well as human beings. And if you have a smaller squad, it means he's going to be able to develop more people quicker. Rather than having 30 people to train with, he's going to have 20 people, Those 20 people have more focused stuff rather than 30 and then going off and doing individual bits and bobs. Lamsie just said we always have a patch of bad injuries. Look at the end of last season, Ollie Cooper was out injured and we missed him hugely. I think we had one or two defenders out as well. James Clark, I think, got sent off. But then we've talked to James and Darren Kelly, the sport director, about an improved look at the academy and the development squad. Is that where that comes into play, and we start to benefit of the fruits of that?
Yeah, I think, it could be, couldn't it? Yeah, maybe I know we sent a few of the academy guys out on loan, but they're still training around the first team, aren't they? So they're still available.
I think where they've gone is part-time, so they're training full-time with the club.
So, for me, naturally, now there's a change in the rules. You can make 5 subs from 7 available. People have spoke about it. It favours teams with larger squads, but I suppose it's alright maybe having a larger squad, but it's also about quality. Maybe it's better to have 21 quality players than 25, and you've only got 22 quality and 3 maybe not as you know what I mean?
I think we have a lot of quality this season.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going for.
The bench could be playing week in, week out. You look at Joe Day, Aaron Lewis, Adam Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
I think where we're at is that in Rowberry we trust. He's been sat where you two are just a couple of days ago, saying that he welcomes that rule change. He's in, he would have 7 subs if he could at a 9, but he'll take what he can get. That was his words. That's what he said, and he's making the decision to go with the squad numbers for reasons which seem quite intelligent to us. Have a listen back to that podcast. He'll explain better than what I can. So ultimately, he's the man in the seat, and let's hope he's got it right. I'm sure he has.
But then you look at numbers this season, we were talking off air, in terms of centre-backs, we've only got 4 or 5. If one or two of them gets injured, then we're relying on Cameron Norman to go into the back 3. Unless it's a back 2, he goes to the box formation, which he said he's going to play this season. But
don't mention the box formation, he's forgotten about it.
The formation is listed, Ewan.
What box formation? There's no box formation.
Nothing to see here.
But if one or two injuries, especially at the back, then we could be in trouble. But this is where the transfer window comes into play. It's still open. There's 2 weeks to go.
It's okay having an open transfer window, but if the policy is to keep the squad small...
Well, he said there's one. He wants one more 100%. Potentially another one, and there's still 3 weeks after the window. If the right deal pops up, and I'm sure that
I think we're going to be hearing something very soon. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Breaking news: Newport County have signed. No,
Luke Lewis.
Yeah.
Brilliant, guys. Thank you very much. Coming to the Neon on September the 24th is Cardinal Black. Make sure you're here for that one at 7 p.m.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now. Newport City Radio.
Yes, so for my talking point this week, what I want to talk about is, can Newport County break down a team? We've seen on many different occasions now, especially at the parade, when a team sits back and has 8, 9, 10 players behind the ball, or maybe even 11 players behind the ball sometimes, and just try and defend and counter-attack. We've seen us struggle to break down teams, even though we are able to have loads of passes in and around the box, crosses, but then if we put a cross in, it's normally cleared. Walsall had 50 clearances on the weekend, 50, compared to Newport County's 5. I think that just shows us everything you need to be said. So I'm going to throw it to Stephen first. Do we have the ability to break a team down?
Not at the moment, no.
But what do you think we need to do then?
Well, I think I think Walsall maybe is a difficult one to kind of judge it against, because they were so compact and defend so well, and we like you said, we did struggle with it again last season. We struggled against it. I think what he's doing at the moment, I think, is probably a lot better than playing the box formation, because at least now we've got the wing backs out wide. If we improve the delivery into the box and maybe have a bit more variety on those deliveries, maybe rather going for high balls, go low, maybe pull it back for somebody on the outside of the box, just give yourself more options, I think is what I'm trying to say. And then hopefully that's a way around it, obviously you got to take it team by team, because not everybody sets up the same way. So say if a team maybe is playing say 3 at the back, maybe try and with the wing backs wide, hopefully we can draw out those central defenders into wide positions, which is what we did in the first half really against Walsall really well, but we didn't do it so much in the second half. Like I said, I think we just need better deliveries, just better decision making. I think as time goes on, obviously we've got new players in midfield and up front.
I was going to say that as time goes on, they'll get used to, like Cameron Norman will know where to put the ball for Zanzalo and Bogle, and Will Evans will do the same.
I think definitely, those relationships will start to flourish now. We're only 2 games in, so. And
maybe that goes back to your talking point, where if there's a smaller squad, they'll all know each other a little bit better. We've heard from Gavin and James a couple of days ago that they've been pre-season barbecues on the training camp and also back at home. They're getting to know each other. Matty Dolan is very keen to know the players, as a captain should as well. Yeah. So with less people, hopefully that understanding will be stronger. Hopefully, again, that's thrown out there. I don't know. I think what you've got to look at is, how do you win football games? Because we need to win.
Yeah. By scoring goals.
We need to win, and we can win by scoring goals. Absolutely. But at what point do you throw the strategy in the bin? So are we today applauding James Rowberry's Newport County for playing this style of football, this attractive style of football, it's bringing in the fans, and building up to that hopefully moment where a goal can be scored, versus that old hoofball scenario? So, because we've always said they snap back. I don't think they snapped back on Saturday. I thought they stuck with the plan and they tried their best. They were unlucky this time, and they did get a goal. It was disallowed, but it did go in the net. So it's there. What's going to give first, the need for goals or the playing style? Because we've spoken to him, I think if Robes was here today, he'd be saying we need to stick with the philosophy, and we need to play the way that we've been playing. It will come. I suppose what we can't see on a Saturday for 90 plus minutes is who the next Dom Telford's going to be. Who is going to be the next powerhouse strikers? Because again, we're open for the goals coming from anywhere. But that's got to settle yet, I think. Until we know how that works, and they might know on the training pitch, they might be out there today training and playing and working with each other a little bit and seeing how that's going to develop and where that's going to come from. Can you two see where it's coming from at the moment? Because I can't.
Well, I think Aaron Wildig is creative. Scott Bennett obviously is more defensively minded. Sam Bowen again is creative. Like I said, Josh Sheehan was very creative with his
creativity. Great, but who's going to put that ball over the line?
Well, we've talked about people chipping in all over the pitch, whether that be Mickey Demetriou, Declan Drysdale from corners, throw-ins, whatever, Cameron Norman. Zanzalo and Bogle look like they have a great relationship, and Bogle's record in League 2 is pretty impressive. I think he got 5 in 15 or 20 last season. That's a goal every 4 games. It might not be as spectacular as Dom Telford's, but a goal every 4 games is good for League 2. That'll be about 10 goals at the end of the season. And then I think he got about 30 when he was at Grimsby? He got 30 odd goals there, so he can score in League 2. And Zanzar, I think, with the right service, can score goals as well. If not, then he can hold the ball up and bring your likes of your Sam Bowens and your Wildigs into play. But for Rowbury, I nearly said Flinney then.
Easy mistake to make given what's just happened this weekend.
But Rowbury said he wants a creative midfielder. So if you have a creative midfielder like your Finnazazes or your Scott Twines, then hopefully one of them will be able to have a good shooting ability on them.
Yeah, I think.
Just want to say that was a legal use of the Scott Twine words.
Who?
Do you know what? I didn't notice that then.
That was fine. I can live with that. That's it now. But I can live with it.
See, I've just switched off. Whenever that name gets mentioned, it just goes whoosh over my head.
Stephen, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, we don't want to pin all our hopes on bringing in an attacking midfielder. I suppose we need to have a bit of variety. I think Wildig definitely could be one of those. I think he can get in good positions. I think he can find the passes as well. I think Luke's right about Bowen as well. I think he can do it. Maybe if he is sitting back a little bit deeper to go to play balls through. I think we did see bits of that on Saturday. I think Bogle and Zanzibar up front. I think they will be a very, very good partnership. I don't think Dom Telford started scoring till about September, October last year.
Dom who?
We'd only 2 games in this time last year. We were wondering who was going to be the forward too. But this year we kind of got it from the start. Right, it's going to be Bogle and Zanzibar up front. We know where we're going. So
last season as well, it took a good few months until we seen Finazar starting regularly, Dom Telford and Courtney Baker-Richardson starting together regularly up front, Ollie Cooper playing. So these things, he signed 8 new players in the summer. He's not going to know his strongest 11. He might know it now, but then as people develop and time moves on, there's quite a few youngsters with us. As they develop, his ideas for his strongest 11 might change throughout the season. So I'd say give it a couple of weeks for maybe a settled team, because we talked about that last season when we had your Nick Townsend in goal, then you had Dimitriou, who was at the back last season, James Clark, Matty Dolan, Cameron Norman, Ryan Haynes. When you have a settled team, that's where you probably see something happen.
And I think we will have a bit more of a settled team, because we've played no changes for the last 2 games, so I think that kind of says he's kind of settled on that 11 at the moment. Yep. So tomorrow there's going to be lots of changes, but so that's good for those guys. And I think
that could be good for the team as well, because if somebody impresses, then James said himself after the game that if somebody impresses, then they'll be in his thoughts for Saturday.
Yeah, and for the building of partnerships and relationships, it is good to have a settled team. I've just related to women's football. We just saw England be very successful, naming the same team for 6 matches. So
first time in Euros history that's been done.
So I doubt it's going to happen, because tomorrow is Luton Nissel Cup. But would you play the same team just to give them that another match to see what's developing here on tomorrow, Tuesday?
I wouldn't tomorrow, because James Rowbury's already said he's going to make changes.
Yeah, but I know he said that, but I would.
Yeah, well,
why would you?
Because you'd still stay in the cup, and it gives those players another chance, another 90 minutes out there in the heat of battle to work out what each of them wants to do and how they work for each other.
Isn't that what a training ground is for?
It is, but you need it in the moment. You need it out there. It's different on the training ground to what it is on the pitch, I would assume.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I don't know. I would really. I'm being a little bit of a devil here. Because I'm breaking the rules of football because I can. But I would turn around and say, guys, this is. Go out there, go and have another go. Let's get this thing firing. And so go. I know it's another game, but go and do it. I don't know. You look at me as if I'm crazy.
No, I think it's quite a good argument actually, and the reasons behind it are really good. But yeah, I think could do maybe is just change 1 or 2. But I think from what you're saying, the only way they're going to build these relationships is to play more. Yeah. So you can change the team for the EFL trophy maybe, but yeah, I think you'll change it tomorrow.
Wow, that went off topic a bit, didn't it? But that was a good one. Thank you, guys. We would love to know what you think of a look back in amber. We're open to suggestions, even though we're at the start of a brand new season. We always love to hear off you. So drop us a message on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, because I'm now reading Instagram messages. Yay! And we'd love to know what you think, and any improvements or any thoughts would be very, very welcome. Thank you.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
Newport City Radio.
So it will be a changed team for tomorrow's game against Luton. I'm not going to ask you a score prediction on that one because I think it's a bit difficult because it's a bit tricky. So let's stick to the knitting and let's stick to the league. Next game is away on Saturday the 13th of August. At home, you can go to the Maindy Music Festival. It's a free event that's taking place in the Triangle. There you go, cheeky little plug there for the guys at Maindy Festival. We're all over it as well, so it's going to be hopefully a really, really good afternoon. If you're not at the game, go and do that. If you're at the game, it's Bradford. Mark Hughes. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not easy for Robes, is it?
No, it's not getting easier, is it? Yeah.
So, based on what we know, Luke, what do you think the score's going to be?
I reckon we'll get a couple of goals. I reckon we'll play well like we have been. I reckon the result will follow, and I'm saying 2-1 Newport.
2-1 Newport. Okay, very positive. Where are the goals coming from? Who's scoring? I'm just being naughty.
Bogle and Will Evans, go on.
Oh, there you go. It's a naughty question. I got an answer to a very naughty question.
You did, yeah.
Stephen, what do you think the score's going to be?
Well, yeah, Bradford 15th at the moment. Bill, I guess they've drawn one, lost one. We drew 0-0 home and away last season against them. So, yeah, we hope. Unbeaten, though, in our last 5 meetings. We've won 3, drawn 2. Haven't lost since December 2019. I'll go for a 1-0 win.
A 1-0 win?
Yeah.
What do you think, Lamsie? What's the score going to be?
Ooh, okay, so for Bradford, I'm going to say it's a draw, sadly.
Score?
0-0.
Okay, so you think the theme of 0-0s will continue?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just one more game, just till we get back home. Talking of which, the next home game is on Tuesday the 16th of August. Salford City are the visitors. It's the All Request Disco in the marquee. We don't want to do too many of these. We love them, but we want to get singers in the marquee. The reason why I do it is the Newport City Radio Bucket Collection. So please give generously. We love what we do, and we want to do more of it. And Kenty fans, you were amazing. Last time you raised over £400 for us. Let's go and smash that.
Yeah.
So let's go and beat that figure. So please give generously on that day. Back to football. Luke, coming to you first. What do you think the score's going to be against Salford?
We normally struggle against Salford in the past, but I think new team, new season, 1-0.
Okay, Stephen?
Yeah.
To Newport, sorry.
Oh, we assumed.
Yeah. Yeah, again, same as us and Bradford. They've only won 1, drawn 1. Yeah, we haven't beaten them, once in 7 previous meetings, which was in the FA Cup in November 2020. I think we're going to win, and I think there'll be goals, and I think it'll be 3-2 Newport County.
Okay, yeah, that makes absolute sense. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Okay, thank you very much, guys. That is our hour done. It's gone very fast today, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. We will see you on Wednesday, the 17th of August at 7 p.m. Make sure you're here for that one. The podcast will be available very, very soon. Thanks for listening. Give us your feedback, and the All Request Disco will take place in the marquee before the game and the bucket collection. There you go. We'll see you soon.
Broadcasting in digital stereo, online, on your mobile phone, and on your home devices.
Right here. Right now.
Newport City Radio.